Greetings, wonderful deep divers. Shout out to everybody who's here, everybody who's diving deep. Shout out to everybody who's here, deep divers. So, like I say, I hope your day is going good. I hope everybody's day is going good. It's happening. It's happening right now, deep divers. Let's breathe. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Let's warm up, deep divers. Shout out to everybody who's here. And like I say, deep divers, I want to hear from you. Shout out to everybody who's here, everybody who's diving deep. I hope your day is going good. Peace and love to everybody who's here. So deep divers, let's warm up. Let's warm up, deep divers. Shout out to everybody who's here. We got 2 minutes left, deep divers. Let's raise the frequency. I know you like this one. Oh yes, we are enjoying these tunes. Shout out to everyone who's here, everybody who's diving deep. You're appreciated. Like I say, Today's show, we're going to, talk about is happening. We're going to talk about so many things. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're enjoying yourself today, Deep Divers. First and foremost, shout out to everyone who's here, everyone who's diving deep. Make sure you check out the best-selling book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/the book, the #1 best-selling book. And also a book of 1111 quotes by Ralph Smart. Also, the Good Ass Prana shirts at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. Shout out to everybody who's here, everybody who's diving deep. Everybody who is diving deep. Adam, you are appreciated. Wait for it. Shout out to you, Adam. Shout out to everybody who's here. So like I say, Deep Dives, I just put out that video. And anytime I put out a video, I'm like, I just have to go live just to talk to you wonderful Deep Divers in live time. Because I know a lot of you have a lot to say. And I always want to hear from you, Deep Divers. Like I always say, gratitude. I am on Twitter right now at Infinite Waters. I am on Twitter at Infinite Waters. On Instagram at Infinite Waters. At Ralph Smart. Add me there. I hope everyone's day is going good. Once again, Deep Divers, I'll read every single comment. Every single super chat will be read. So give thanks. Let me just start with appreciation. Let me just start with gratitude. I want to take this time to thank my mentor. Because, you see, my mentor paved the way for me. And every time I get an opportunity, I'm always going to say thank you. Before I do anything, before I get out of bed, I got to say thank you to the ones who paved the way for me. Matthew, you are most appreciated. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Matthew. Gratitude. Let's start with gratitude, Deep Divers, because I can't even begin to tell you what it's done for me. Gratitude has changed my entire life. And this is what we say. The most grateful people are the wealthiest people on the planet. I'm so thankful every single day. That's why I can play music in the start. I can relax and enjoy myself because gratitude has got me this far and gratitude is going to keep me going. Did you wake up to say thank you? That's the question. Because so many people in the world have a lack of gratitude and they wonder why their life doesn't change. They wake up miserable, complaining. And this is why I always say Infinite Waters is always about good energy. It's always about good energy. It's always about bringing in gratitude. Because we've got to remind ourselves, I've got to remind myself, without mentors who paved the way for me, there would be no Infinite Waters. I'm so thankful I can put out a video and then talk to you in live time. It's only gratitude that does that, Deep Divers, because we don't control anything. We don't control anything. This is a gift. And the most grateful people are the ones who really enjoy the gift the most. And the gift works for them. So like I say, I just got to say a thank you to everybody who's been supporting Infinite Waters throughout the years. So many Deep Divers. I get 1,000 messages every single day. 1,000 messages every single day from Deep Divers all around the world supporting Infinite Waters. So I always start with gratitude because without gratitude, there would be none of us. There would be none of us. There will be no manifestation. There will be nothing. So that's always the most important thing, a state of gratitude. If you've noticed, Deep Divers, because while we're on this gratitude subject, if you've noticed, Ralph Smart has never had beef with someone. And I've been able to manifest billions of minutes watched. I've been able to manifest so much without drama, without negativity. So it's a lesson. You know, in today's world, a lot of people are drawn to bad news. And it's a trap. A lot of people are drawn to bad news. They're drawn to bad things happening. But on Infinite Waters, this is not the place for bad news. This is the place for gratitude. Because you can't be in a state of gratitude and in a state of bad news. Right? So right now, we're all about changing our appetite. We're no longer, and this is what I want for all of you, no longer be always drawn to bad things happening. Celebrate life. Life is good. Focus on the positive. Focus on the baby being born, the couple getting married, you seeing your mom, seeing your sister, everyone coming around the house. This is what we got to focus on. Right? Because this is how you keep longevity. Right? This is the reason why I'm still here and I'm always going to be here, because I was able to put out good energy and it comes back to me. Right? So we just had to start with gratitude, deep divers. How are you feeling today? How's everybody feeling? Hit that like button, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. So it's happening. Let's talk about it, deep divers. So much is going on right now in the planet. And I said it's so important for me to go live because, like I say, I do these shows to really make sure I can reach you in live time, because I know a lot of you are going through it right now. I know the energies are very intense right now on the planet, and it's only going to intensify, because we've got to remind ourselves that right now, humanity is ending a cycle. Humanity is ending a cycle. And the cycle humanity is ending is a cycle, an old cycle, an old paradigm, an old way of living. It's coming to an end. And this is the reason why you see so much happening on the planet. You know, before every civilization comes to a grinding halt, there's always chaos. There's always chaos, a lot of chaos, a lot of war, a lot of people who are disconnected. And there's also a whole lot of people who are now waking up. In fact, too many to count. It's happening right now. And this is a good news. This is why I always say, I mean, I'm somebody who's been fortunate enough to travel all around the world from the beginning and really connect with so many deep divers all around the world. And I told you, I get messages every single day from people in every single country on the planet. Ralph, you should see the awakening happening in Brazil. Ralph, you should see the awakening happening in Italy. Ralph, you should see the awakening happening in Ethiopia. You should see the awakening happening in Mexico. So many people, right, contact me, telling me about their own experience. So this is how I know it's a great time to be alive. It's a phenomenal time to be alive. And that's why I say this is the time where you want to make sure you're using your voice, because it's happening. It's all happening. You know, we're in the final end game. And this is the reason why, if you are someone who has a message, you don't want to keep it to yourself. You want to share. You don't want to say, hey, I'm going to wait till next year, because you got to remind yourself it's happening now. It's all happening now. You can't say, hey, I'm going to wait, because what a lot of people don't realize is that the show is happening right now. And you see, with so much going on, a lot of people are distracted, right? A lot of people get distracted. And this is the reason why you have to stay aware. You got to stay focused, because humanity has tried to ignore what's going on. It's easy to drink and forget about it. It's easy to go and watch the boxing match, go and do this, go and do that, go on TikTok, dance. But now the truth is staring people in the eyes. You see, humanity is only going to get worse for humanity. I'm at 33, right? And this is the reason why I'm able to talk about what I'm talking about with diplomatic immunity, because this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. They know who I am. You should know who I am. AA Johnny, you are appreciated. Gratefulness and thankfulness equal happiness. Absolutely. 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 Thank you, Johnny. Shout out to everyone who's here. And I'm reading every single super chat, deep diver. So you got a message for Ralph Smart Infinite Waters, put it in the super chat. We can talk about it. You got a question, a message, let me know. So much is going on. And the ones who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear know what time it is. They know it's the time for right now. It's the time for you to activate your God self. It's a time for you to activate your true powers, the true powers you were born with. And it's training day. Every day is training day. It's happening. You know, this is not a time where you want to this is the time where you want to be your greatest version right now. It's the time where you really want to start eating better. You want to say, you know what? No more junk food. Pass me the acai bowl. Pass me the strawberries. Pass me the almonds. 7-day vegan challenge. I've been plant-based for over 18 years. Pardon? I've been plant-based for over 18 years. And it's a catalyst that's helped me to get to where I am today. Right? So it's all happening. A lot of people are letting go of junk food, choosing to eat to live. A lot of people are saying, you know what? I don't want to be a sheep anymore. You know, so many people become sheep in this society. And sheep are innocent. We don't blame sheep for being sheep, because you see, sheep are only doing what they feel is right. They don't know any better. The problem is, sheep have a dreadful fate. What happens to sheep? What happens to sheep? Hit that like button, deep divers, share the video. Keith, you are appreciated. Keith Grieve, thank you, Ralph, for helping me to wake up. Still a work in progress, but I'm here for it all. Much love and gratitude. You are appreciated, Keith. Thank you. Shout out to you. Right? So we are in a great time of great change. And like I said, we're leaving one cycle. We're entering a new cycle. And during this happening, with so much going on, like Orwell said, the only way to control a population is to give them no information, or so much information they're overwhelmed. Orwell was trying to warn you with 1984 he was a member of the Fabian Society with Aldous Huxley, who wrote The Brave New World. We can talk about that. And Aldous Huxley said in The Brave New World, there will come a time when men and women love their servitude. There will come a time when men and women love their servitude and never dream of revolution, right? There will come a time when men and women love their servitude and never dream of revolution. And that's happening for a lot of people. But at the same time, something strange is happening. And I said this today, that, you see, what's happened is millions of people right now are starting to see the life they've been living is fake. Millions of people are starting to see the life they've been living is an illusion. And because of this, you're having such a wave of change. So many people are getting tired to keep on pretending. They're getting tired to keep wearing the mask. I can be myself. I don't have to impress anybody. I can be myself, and I'm still making it. A lot of people suffer. And what you're seeing right now is happening is this movement towards authenticity. Right? This whole movement towards authenticity. And this is what's happening right now on the planet. There's a shift towards authenticity. People are gravitating towards the real. People are gravitating towards the real. Once you have that piece of knowledge, that piece of wisdom to say, hey, I got to become my greatest version, you're all about authenticity right now. And that's what's happening on the planet. Because I told you, we're in a world where a lot of people have been faking it. But that's the old paradigm. Now everything is getting unveiled. Everything is getting exposed. And this is what's happening right now in the world. The wool is no longer being pulled over people's eyes. People are now able to see. Drop a bomb on that. Right? So it's a very, very powerful time we're living in right now. Very, very powerful time. It's happening. It's all happening. You know, deep divers, I told you that human beings, for some strange reason, they think they are the only intelligent life form on the planet. When you remind yourself that the Kepler telescope costs $500 million, the Hubble's telescope costs millions of dollars. All of these space explorations, the investments in them should tell you that they don't invest billions of dollars in something which leads to nowhere. It's because they know we've never been alone. That's the reason why they can put up $1 billion for a telescope. And when your mind starts to expand, everything changes. Because I told you, there are Earth 2.0s everywhere, right? Wolf 1069b. We can talk about that. Shout out to everyone who's here. Everybody who's diving deep. Oh yeah, deep divers. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Share the video. Hit that like button. Share the video. Much love to everybody. And I'm reading every single super chat. If you want your message shown, read, hit that super chat. You got a question, we can talk about it. Dimensional Veil, shout out to you. Authenticity gives validity in humanity because some people don't know how the ill flow, keeping the frequency alive, you are appreciated. Absolutely. Authenticity keeps validity in humanity. I love that. I love that. And this is what you're seeing happen. That's the good news, right? So many people right now are choosing authenticity over fakeness. You know, I set up a TikTok account just to see what it's like, right? And I realized that it's strange because TikTok being the biggest social media platform right now, when you go on TikTok, you see caricatures of people. You don't see their true, authentic self. So it's because there's a psychology. A lot of people are still traumatized and still dealing with the shadow. They're not able to accept themselves. Have you ever noticed that, deep divers? Like, you got to be someone else to be liked. You got to be someone else to go viral. Not me. I inspired millions just being authentic. Right? Drop a bomb on that. So many people feel they got to become someone else. So when I was on TikTok, I'm seeing people, and these people are, people are talking, people are using someone else's voice. And whatever you want to do, that's fine. But remind yourself that if it's not bringing you back to authenticity, it's only going to lead to total disaster. And right now, a lot of people are waking up to that fact to say, you know what, right now, it's all about authenticity. If they can't accept me for me, then they aren't my people. Right? That's what you got to say. If they can't accept me for me, they aren't my people. That's a slow motion, deep divers. Slow motion this side. If they can't accept you for you, they're not your people. And this is the reason why it's all happening, because a lot of people, they want to set themselves a challenge right now. Do you want to set yourself a challenge right now, deep divers? Do you want to set yourself a challenge right now, deep divers? A lot of people want to set themselves a challenge right now. You see, it's easy to be a character, but can you be yourself and win? It's easy to be a character, but can you be yourself and win? This is the challenge that faces you out there. To be yourself 100% authentically and still win in life. Can you do that? Can you do that? Because this is the great awakening that's happening. A lot of people no longer want to pretend. A lot of people no longer want to fake it. A lot of people no longer want to edit every single part of their life and use 10,000 filters. They want to be the raw them. And this is the good news, because you are good enough. For so long, humanity has felt that it's not good enough. Humanity has felt that, a lot of people have felt that whatever they do, it's not good enough. So I've got to be someone else. I've got to be a caricature. And like I say, it only leads to total disaster. It's happening, deep divers. So many things are happening. So like I said, that when we talk of humanity, a lot of humanity has been egocentric, caught in the ego. And we've got to remind ourselves we live in an ecosystem. We're not the only intelligent life form on the planet. Are we even intelligent? I have no idea. So like I said, deep divers, they found Earth 2, right? And this just came out. This information just came out. Wolf 1069b, new planet discovered, same size as Earth, An Earth 2 has been discovered by scientists which shares the same size as our Earth and is said to likely have water on its surface as well as potentially being able to support alien life. Scientists say it is one of the most likely and nearest places to find ETs. Boffins have discovered a new planet hailed Earth 2, which they say could support alien life. The distant planet, officially called Wolf 1069b, is likely to have water on its surface. Its average temperature is thought to be the same as England's at 13 degrees. And like Earth, it orbits a star. It's 31 light years away. So this is huge because a lot of people don't realize they already found Earth 2.0s. Why do you think Tesla wants to go to space? Did you see the film Elysium? It's all happening right now. It is all happening, and there's the proof, right? So when we remind ourselves, we've never ever been alone. We've never ever been alone. And like I say, they don't invest billions of dollars in space exploration for nothing. It's because they know we're not the only ones. And this is why I say it's all happening, because the full disclosure is coming. Quantum Dynamic, you are most appreciated. Thank you for your generous gift. Absolutely. It's time to learn to value the inner space as much as they valued spaceship launches. Real launches happen in core breakthrough every day, and that's all we are. And we all rise past the crypt of pain, launching like rockets, breaking past veils of barricades. Absolutely. Drop a bomb on that. Quantum Dynamic always diving deep. And this is what's happening right now. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful time to be alive right now, because you see, never before has humanity had such a great chance to awaken to its true power. Never before has humanity had such a great chance to awaken to its true power. Let me say it one more time. Never before have you had such a great time and opportunity to awaken to who you really are. And this is the reason why we're living in a truly phenomenal world. Truly phenomenal world. You know, one of the things, deep divers, is that it was cool in the old cycle to be ignorant. It was so cool to not know, because they gave you phrases like ignorance is bliss. But now in the new cycle, ignorance is deadly. And we're in the information age right now. And this is the reason why it's all happening. As the awakening increases, so does the distraction. And this is what you have to be aware of. As the awakening increases, because this is the time for the great awakening, the new cycle, the shift of the ages. As this increases, so does the inorganic one's grip on humanity. So does the distractions. And this is the reason why it's not a coincidence that in the age of awakening, you have more distractions than ever. Slow motion this side. Because they had to give you something. Because this is the time for the great awakening. They had to give you TikTok. They had to give you Instagram. They had to give you all of these apps. Because if you spent time by yourself alone, you're going to be like this. Everybody is. So It's all happening. As people are awakening, many people are going right back to sleep. The reason why is because there are shepherds which watch their flock at night. You heard that song, while shepherds watch their flock by night, right? And there are many shepherds who are controlling the herd. And they are aware that if these sheep wake up, it's over. They have to make sure these sheep stay sheep. But for people who have already transcended that, we're on to the next level. And that's the great news. Shout out to everyone who's here. Deep divers, hit that like button, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. Ingrid, shout out to you. You're most definitely appreciated. I'm a targeted individual. Does this awakening have anything to do with my targeting? Targets are followed, harassed, workplace, mobbed, poisoned. Well, let me tell you something. Because words are powerful. And you got to remind yourself that you have power. Do you know, deep divers? I was in the mall. I was in the shopping center. I went into a suit shop because, you know, I always like my blazers like this, deep divers, right? So the guy behind the counter said, "Oh my gosh, Infinite Waters, you helped me during the lockdowns. Thank you so much. I was so scared. You were my only support system." When I hear these things, it reminds me that, oh my gosh, what I did was the right thing. Why am I telling you this? Because you see, while that was happening, and while it's still happening, because it's all happening, I only wake up with pronoia. I only wake up saying the whole universe is working in my favor. People said, "Ralph, watch out, they're going to cancel you." I told them, you can't cancel an infinite one. Right? And you have to remind yourself that you don't want to see yourself as a targeted individual. I never wake up saying, "Oh, someone's out to get me." Why? Because nobody's out to get me. The whole universe is working in my favor every single second. Every single second, the whole universe, everybody wants to see me succeed. Everybody. This is the mindset you want to have. This is how you create your own reality. When I was even starting YouTube, I didn't say, "Oh my gosh, the system is out to get me." I let go of the victim mentality. You know why? Because I didn't want to give it my power. I said, no one's in my way except me. And this is what you got to realize. Right now, nobody's in your way. Nobody's out to get you. Those are just figments of your imagination. You got to start waking up with pronoia, that the whole universe is working in your favor. I'm protected every single second. Universe is my bodyguard. Drop a bomb on that. Right? Because you got to remind yourself that whatever you want to call it, the universe, the creator, God, is more powerful than any human being. So you don't have to fear a man or a woman. Put your trust in the creator, because it is more powerful than any man or any woman. The ancients knew that the unseen realm governs the seen realm. This is the reason why you've seen someone in an accident and they were lucky to survive. What we come to find out is it wasn't their time. The universe had a plan for them. So when you remind yourself of this, you don't have to worry, because the universe has already decided your fate. The universe, the creator, has already decided your fate to tell you how long you're going to be on this planet, what you have to do. It's all already set in stone. This is the reason why I always tell you that you have to be in your purpose. You have to be in your mission. It's happening. Brianna Arrington, you're most appreciated. Can you give us an update on your vegan journey? I recently went vegan, and I'm wondering if you follow Dr. Sebi's nutritional guide 100%, or do you mix? That's a great question. Great question. Well, like I say, I wake up every single day with an acai bowl. I wake up every single day with strawberries, almonds, and bananas. I'm getting hungry, deep divers. We ain't even had breakfast yet. Shout out to Dr. Sebi. Absolutely. Definitely an inspiration. I'm going to do more food videos. In fact, that video I made, 7 alkaline foods to eat, has over 2 million views. And this shows how many people are really all about eating healthy. This shows me that. And that's the reason why I'll be doing more food videos. You know, I did so many food videos back in the day. And like I say, Dr. Sebi was ahead of his time with that information, because definitely it starts with what you're eating. We're electrical beings. We've got to be eating electrical foods. And that's the reason why a lot of people who are really eating to live every single day are waking up faster than people who aren't. A lot of people who are eating to live every single day, fasting, green juicing, that's how you really start to wake up. When I went to the Veg Fest in LA, there were so many people who were awake. So many people. And the reason why is because they were eating to live. One woman told me, she said, "Ralph, I used to have acne." She used to have acne. She showed me the picture. But after the plant-based diet, she was eating healthy foods, vegetables, green juicing, raw food diet, all of that, the acne disappeared. So when I talk about my vegan journey, I've been vegan for over 18 years, right? So I feel 15, right? I feel as like I'm 15 years old. So it's definitely working for me. Drop a bomb on that. But, you know, I don't follow any one particular diet. You know, I create my own. You got to remind yourself, with food, you got to make it custom made. You know, Dr. Sebi is someone who has so much great information. When you check out the Dr. Sebi list, it's a powerful list. And, you know, I followed that diet for a long time, and it helped a lot. But as well, you have to customize your own diet for what works for you. You know, there are people who, for example, they can mix, because you got to remind yourself, it's not just about eating alkaline. The body needs balance. The body needs balance. But one of the greatest things Dr. Sebi taught me was burdock, burdock root, sarsaparilla. All of these herbs, truly powerful. Irish sea moss. Woo! Irish sea moss. Irish sea moss, very powerful for cleansing the blood. we have to go on a detox. And that's what Dr. Sebi was telling humanity, that you have to detox your body. Because you see, truth is, all of the food you're eating comes from the sun. This is the reason why you have breatharians. You have people who only live on solar energy and a state of meditation. You have them in Africa. You have them in the Indus Valley. They barely eat because they're getting all of the energy from the sun. That's the reason why in the summertime, you don't need to eat as much. In the wintertime, you need to eat more. So you have to remind yourself that all food is condensed sunlight. That's all it is. So when you break it down, you realize sunlight is light code information. If you're listening to music, that's energy. If you're listening to high vibrational music, that's a form of sun energy. That's why you can listen to a piece of music, you feel recharged. Like, oh my gosh, I've got some energy. I've got some food. At the same time, you can listen to junk music or consume junk food via sound frequencies. When you consume that, you feel tired and drained. So you got to remind yourself, you're not only eating through your mouth, you're eating through your mind as well. What are you consuming in your mind? And this is another science, because a lot of people, you can eat healthy, but if you have a very bad mind state, it's not going to benefit you. You see, everything works in tandem. You got to make sure every single day that you're not only eating right, but you're thinking right. But most important, and this is what a lot of people don't talk about. And this is the big secret. Food is only 10%. And someone who has been on this vegan journey for over 18 years, that's the reason why I'm not always talking about food like I used to. Because you see, food is only one component. What's the other components, deep divers? What are the other components which make up health? What are the other components? Because see, a lot of people don't realize that there's something even more powerful than food. There's something even more powerful than food. Let me see if anyone gets it. What is more powerful than food for health, deep divers? Some people are saying exercise. Some people are saying breath. Some people are saying love, knowledge of self, right? I would say it's the heart space. You see, the heart. This is the reason why HeartMath has published studies that your heart is 100,000 times stronger electrically than your brain, 5,000 times stronger magnetically than your brain. Your heart is everything. You can eat healthy, but still have a poor heart if you have bad emotions of negativity. You're holding on to grudges. You got a heavy heart, it's going to cost you your health. That's the reason why in ancient Egypt, they would weigh your heart against a feather. It had to be as light as a feather. And this is the science that it's not just about eating the best foods. You got to have a pure heart. There are people who eat junk food. They live to 110. The reason why is because their heart is pure. There was an overweight man. He was 105, eating junk food every single day. The reason why is because the heart matters. It's not just the food you're eating. What's the quality of your heart? There are a lot of people who are eating healthy, but they're holding on to negative emotions. So when I realized this science, I said, okay, yes, eat good, go to Whole Foods and all of that, but also work on the quality of your heart. And that means letting go of grudges. That means letting go of beef, letting go of drama, letting go of arguing, causing disagreements with people every single second. You got to make peace with your heart. And that's not easy because a lot of people are traumatized on the planet. That's the reason why a lot of people are in chaos, even though they're eating good. But they still have a lot of issues because they haven't done the heart meditations. Right? That's a great question. Shout out to everyone who's here. It's happening, Deep Divers. You see, hit that super chat, leave a question, hit that like button, Deep Divers, share the video. Hit that like button, Deep Divers, share the video. And shout out to everyone who's here. It's happening. So much is going on right now in the world. And like I say, we are at a very pivotal point in humanity. We're actually at the crossroads. And, you know, there's always talk that the last will be first and the first will be last. We always remind ourselves that there are a lot of people who in this society think success is just pure materialism. But that's not going to save you in the new earth. It's not going to save you in the new earth. You know, the new earth, the only thing that's going to save you is the ability to tap in. In the new earth, the only thing that's going to save you is the ability to tap in. And this is the reason why a lot of people intuitively are starting to tap in. There's a reason why Instagram is collapsing. There's a reason why all of these things are collapsing. Society is collapsing because people don't want to pretend anymore. You know, people tried so hard for so long to keep it going, but now so much has happened. People's eyes are opening to the truth of what's going on. And this is the reason why people are saying, actually, I was a sheep my whole life. I was programmed, conditioned by society. And now you're having this huge metamorphosis happen. It's happening, Deep Divers. So many things are happening. You know, like I said, as this awakening increases, you're also going to see the same amount of distraction because it's the final end game. And the inorganic ones know that we cannot allow these sheep to become shepherd. They have to remain sheep. So this is what we're dealing with so much happening. There are forces out there that still want to keep humanity sheep. They still want to keep you a sheep. And a lot of people have transcended that, though. A lot of people have graduated. They've gone from this to this, and this is what's happening right now because people's eyes are opening. Brianna Arrington, you are most appreciated. Shout out to you. Thank you for answering my question, Ralph. That was very helpful. One love. Well, that's the thing. You know, you asked the question. I went into it. And that's why I do these live stream shows, because I want to talk to you in live time. I want to really answer your questions in live time. So hit that super chat, Deep Divers, if you want your message read as well. You got a question, you got something to tell me, we can talk about it. Because what I've always noticed is that nothing is more powerful right now than connecting and really listening to people who are on a similar journey to you. Maria, shout out to you. Shout out to everyone who's here. Everybody who's here, Deep Divers, you know, it's all happening. It is all happening. 3D to 5D, just like that. Dimensional Veil, shout out to you. I have a song request. I have a song request because I like to elevate One Love. So you want to elevate. You want to elevate. We can elevate. We can elevate. We can definitely elevate. Once again, deep divers, smash that like button, share the video. Smash that like button, share the video. And we're going to elevate.
They hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate.
Elevation.
Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way up, way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got a soul view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation, now I got rollies, all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water no bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate.
Elevate, 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 deep divers.
Elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, yeah. I had to elevate. Ooh, yeah. Why they wanna bring me down? So much drip, yeah, I almost drowned in it. I can't dim it down. Yeah, I'm way too fired up. I can't simmer down. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I see the flashing lights. Make sure the fashion right, yeah. I'm in my bag tonight, yeah. Ooh, I might just pull up a foreign. Watch out, the engine is roaring. It's too loud, you can ignore it. Yeah, yeah. This the high life with a few. Yeah. You can have it all, no need to choose. First, let me demonstrate how you can rise to the top. Yeah, I had to elevate, yeah.
Let's drop a bomb on that one, deep divers. We're blasting off right now.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blasting off right now. Oh yes, elevate, dimensional veil. That was for you. That was for you. Shout out to you. Shout out to everyone who's here. What you won't do for love. Shout out to you. When do you release an album? You are really a bomb producer. Shout out from Sao Paulo. You know, a lot of the songs I've produced are on Spotify. A lot of people don't know that. Just search Infinite Waters. You'll see my songs on Spotify and iTunes. Matthew Tamplin, shout out to you. Infinite Waters, have you ever tried sensory deprivation? Thanks. Shout out to you. Absolutely. You know, I've been in caves. I've been in many different places where you're deprived, where the senses are deprived. And, you know, the mystics, the ancients, the sages, the masters would often spend time in caves. Sometimes they would spend time underground. You know, David Blaine, when he buries himself alive, it is to have an altered state of consciousness. And when you do those things, you realize, okay, you're not just a physical being, you're a spiritual being having a human experience. But like I say, you got to train. Don't try this at home, deep divers. Right? Shout out to everybody who's here. What was the song I played at the top with the singer? Was it 80s? You got to give me more information about that. Let me know. It's happening, deep dives. It's all happening right now. And this is a great time. That's why I say, like, right now, it's all about realizing humanity has a choice to make. You have a choice to make. And it's about you realizing this is happening all around the world. Millions of people now see through the illusion of society, of government, of institutions. And a lot of people are saying yes to who they really are. So many people all around the world are saying yes to authenticity. They don't want to fake it anymore. They want to be themselves and win. And many people are saying, you know what? I don't want to be a sheep anymore. I don't want to just blindly follow. I want to be free. And this is what's happening all around the world. And this is the good news because it's long overdue. But at the same time, that song, Elevate, was Frank Bentley. Shout out to Frank Bentley. Shout out to everyone who's here. Hit that like button, deep divers, share the video. Hit that like button, deep divers, share the video. Your super chats will be read. Hit a super chat. Ask a question, leave a message. That's a great question. That's a great question. What you won't do for love, shout out to you. You're most appreciated. Does inorganic ones believe in God? Do inorganic ones believe in God? That's a great question. When you remind yourself, deep divers, that, that phrase I coined, the inorganic ones, they are amongst us, and they always have been. And I got a video coming out. About their origins and all of that stuff. But I've met some of them. I got to do a video about that. So you got to remind yourself, a lot of the inorganic ones do not believe in the God that you believe in. You know, in award ceremonies, they would thank God. I thank God. But there's two different gods. And many times, many of the inorganic ones believe that the God of destruction is the God to follow. And what it is that, they worship the inversion. That's the reason why the pentagram is inverted. Anton LaVey, the founder of Satanism, Church of Satan, he believes, and he believed, they have this saying, do what thou wilt, right? Aleister Crowley, all of these people, do what thou wilt. they believe that they are God and we are gods, but they believe that they are solely the creator. So this is what happens, because this is the reason why the inorganic ones play God, because they feel that there is nothing besides them. So very nihilistic. Many of these people don't believe in a universal creator at all. They believe everything is random and there is no point to anything. And this is the reason why I told you got two dynamics going on the planet. You have people who believe in a divine intelligence, and you have people who don't. And many of the inorganic ones do not believe in a divine intelligence. They don't believe in meaning. They think everything is meaningless. This came out of the philosophy of Kierkegaard, who spoke of the existential crisis. This is a whole mindset. When Nietzsche, the German philosopher, said God is dead, he was saying that there is nothing out there. Nothing has meaning. That's what he meant by that when he said God is dead. So there's a whole mindset of that thinking, that life is inherently meaningless. So therefore, nothing matters. That's one aspect of how a lot of these people think. At the same time, the step above that is, the Krishnamurti was chosen to be the world leader. He was chosen to be the world leader, but he refused. He refused to be the world leader. Because you see, even these people, the inorganic ones, the ones who are higher up, know that there's a creator. And they know that there are chosen ones coming back. There was a woman who spotted Krishnamurti and said, this boy is the chosen one. He is going to teach humanity. Krishnamurti said, I don't want to be the world teacher. That was in 1930, I do believe, right? I don't want to be the world teacher. And if you listen to Krishnamurti, one of his favorite sayings I love is, it is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Right? We're diving deep divers. It's happening. Shout out to everyone who's here. Everybody who's diving deep. Everybody who's diving deep. FR33, shout out to you. Think3RZ. Thanks, Ralph, for staying. Thanks, Ralph, for staying the constant reminder of freedom, showing that we are the power. Absolutely. We are the power. El Mendoza, you are appreciated. Thank you. Full Moon, you are appreciated. Ralph, thanks for the wisdom and the great vibes. Your lives are like a party. I want to know, how can we deal with impending nuclear war and death when we have so much to give the planet? That's a great question. That's a great question. Great question. So we can really dive into this topic because, you see, the state of the world is in limbo. And a lot is going to happen with a great war that's coming. It's already happening, but a lot of countries are going to get involved around summertime. Because I told you, this is how the inorganic ones play things. Everything is inverted. The time when you're enjoying summer, that's when other countries are going to get involved in the Russia and Ukraine war. It's already happening. You got to remind yourself that you got to be the change you wish to see in the world. And this is why a lot of people already know you have to be a beacon of light. You got to be a beacon of peace. And you have to remind yourself that once you are doing your part, that's all you have to do. The Great War, which is coming, and it's already here, is not just a physical war. It's a spiritual warfare that's happening. A spiritual warfare happening through the music, the television, the media, only designed to keep you like this. And this is the reason why you have to be aware that as you detach, as you let go, great things happen. You see, everything is karmic. People often say, why do wars happen? The people who fight in wars are told that's the right thing to do because you've got to defend your country. I've got to defend my country. So there's going to be a war. But the illusion is, little do they know that they are becoming the sacrificial lamb. And this is how the inorganic ones keep their hands clean like Pontius Pilate, because they don't send their children to go and fight in the war. They don't even go on the front lines themselves. Other people do it. And this is the reason why it's happening. It's a choice for humanity to wake up to say, you are responsible for your actions, nobody else. Millions of soldiers get blown to pieces due to a lack of knowledge. Over 100,000 on each side of that Ukraine and Russia war. People have died. But people are fighting. Soldiers are fighting. And soldiers are brainwashed because they don't realize that they're not sending their own children to go and fight. They're sending you to go and fight. So you can't blame the countries or the leaders. The people who are in the act of war have to take responsibility. And that means, if you break down the word soldier, what does it mean? What does that word mean? Oh, we're diving deep. Shout out to everyone who's here. What does that word mean? You break down the word soldier, what does it mean? I know I got some deep divers who already know this. Thank you. Thank you. Dying soul. It means a soul dyer. That's what a soldier means, a soul dyer. Pawns on the chessboard. And that's the reason why, to deal with impending nuclear war, you must not be a pawn on the chessboard. You must be a king or a queen. You must not be the sacrificial lamb. Because you see, if you sign up and get blown to pieces, guess what? Life is going to move on. There are veterans of war in the US who are homeless. They want you to fight. When you come home traumatized, PTSD, that's it. So you got to remind yourself that you want to be on the side of peace. You want to be on the side of transformation. You want to be on the side of higher energy. And this is the shift that's happening. Because like I say, humanity is going through a rebirth. You out there can do so much. You out there can create viral messages. I've been doing it. I've been doing it for a long time. I said, I want to share with the world. Videos getting over 7 million views. And you see, everyone has a moment. Everyone has a season. Everyone has a time. I made sure I took the opportunity of my prime moment. I'm an OG in the game. But I took the opportunity of my prime moment. Back in 2012, 2013, Infinite Waters was everywhere. I still am, but even more so. But you got to remind yourself that I had the eyes to see that this was my moment right now. Let me take it. And I also knew that things will change, and that's fine. But while it was happening, I was producing, sharing. I capitalized on the opportunity. Because you see, everyone has a moment where they're going to shine so bright to the whole world. And you have to take your moment to give your message to the world. Because you see, you may not get that chance again, because seasons are going to change. So you want to make sure that you are putting out a message you want the world to see and hear. Shout out to everyone who's here. Deep Divers diving deep. I hope your day is going good. It's happening right now. Like I said, beware of the fake alien invasion. Beware of the fake alien invasion. Beware. But like I said as well, you're in a time right now where nothing is going to surprise humanity. I can tell you, aliens just landed. And people will say, okay, you won't even question it, because this is the time we're living in where people aren't shocked anymore. Because people are slowly moving into a virtual reality world where they're not even concerned about what's happening out there. They're already plugged up and plugged in. And this is the reason why it's all happening. Because like I told you, as the awakening increases, so does the distraction. What we're seeing right now is a massive split happening between 3D and 5D. And what you're seeing in the months to come, in the years to come, is that there's going to be more people in the metaverse than in the real world. There's going to be more people in the metaverse than in the real world. The people who are going to be in the real world are going to be in the fifth dimension. But the majority of people are going to be stuck in a metaverse prison. And this is the reason why a lot of people are already preparing. And creating a whole new reality for themselves, and that's beautiful. EMRLG, you are appreciated. Speaking that truth. 100. Thank you, Ralph. Hey, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. You're most definitely appreciated. So we're in a time right now where a lot of people are choosing a virtual reality. And you got to remind yourself that it's happening. Have you noticed that there's only self-service machines in a lot of supermarkets? Where's all the people at? Once upon a time, people used to serve you in the till. Now it's just machines. A lot of people don't realize this is a step into the new world order, where you're no longer going to be interacting with human beings. You're going to be interacting with artificial intelligence. And they've been showing you in the films Knight Rider. What was going on in Knight Rider? Because everything they show you in the movies before, what was happening in Knight Rider? David Hasselhoff, right? I mean, that was a pretty cool series, but they were showing you everything that was coming. You think that was there by accident? Knight Rider was ahead of the game, deep divers. How on earth did they know? How did they know that technology was going to come onto the planet? If you watch Demolition Man, they were having Skype chats, Skype video calls, FaceTiming each other in the conference room. How did they know that one day that would be a reality? Because they already had that technology. The technology that you're using right now is already out of date. And the kind of technology they have will blow your mind. But the kind of technology that you have will blow their mind. And this is the thing where enough people, even Star Trek, right? Beam me up, Scotty, right? A lot of people need technology to give them meaning. They need technology to interface with the world. A fifth dimensional being only needs themselves, because you can do everything with yourself. Your body, your DNA is a biological internet. And this is a big secret that's been hidden from a lot of people. Your DNA is a biological internet. And this is the reason why, as people are awakening to this, they have to do this. So the internet that you're using, that we use, is only a cheap imitation of the biological DNA. And your biological DNA is far more powerful than any internet. Crispy Who, shout out to you. You are appreciated. Life is beautiful if you're willing to see it. Absolutely. 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 It is beautiful. And it's a beautiful time right now. Terrestria, Laura, shout out to you. One mind, one hive, one world, one ordered, one by how those follow its order. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody who's here. So it's happening. It's really happening. one of the things I said as well is right now there's a quickening happening. Time is accelerating. Time is speeding up. And it's because we're in the final end game. And this is what happens in the final end game. Time speeds up. The quickening. And like I said, just as there's a chance for awakening, there's also a chance to go right back to sleep, because the illusion becomes just as tempting as the truth. And this is the reason why it's very difficult for people right now, because a lot of people are stuck because they've made the illusion just as appealing as waking up. And this is the reason why you got a choice to make. Because you got to say, okay, I'm not so impressed by an iPhone. I'm not so impressed by all of this technology. I want to take some ayahuasca. I want to go within, see what I can do with myself. And this is the movement towards true freedom, where you don't hand over your soul to the metaverse, because once you do, you're not gonna get it back. But many people are willingly gonna go, because they don't know any better. However, so many people right now are awakening to how fake everything is. And I told you, we are entering the age of authenticity. Authenticity is coming back once again. Authenticity is coming back in the biggest way ever. And that's the good news. Shout out to everyone who's here. Everyone who's diving deep. And that's the thing, like I say, right now it's all about challenging yourself. Because you see, right now, we are in a world where people no longer want to fool themselves to impress other people. People want to be themselves and still win on their own terms. People want to do Frank. They want to do Frank Sinatra. They want to do it their way. They want to say, you know what? I'm good enough. Take it or leave it. Because that's the challenge. It's easy to pretend on TikTok. Change your voice. Change your avatar. But can you be yourself authentically and still make it? That's the question. Do you think you're good enough, deep divers, to be yourself and still make it? Or do you have to change your voice? Change your avatar? Put on a filter because you don't accept yourself? You're not good enough? Or do you think that actually the raw you is good enough? Well, this is where the Great Awakening is coming into play right now, because a lot of people are saying, actually, I am good enough. You either take it or you leave it. And this is what you got to give people. You got to give people the ultimatum. You either for me or get out of my way. Right? You're either supporting me or you're not. You're either accepting me or you're a distraction. So we've got to remind ourselves that you don't want to be trying to impress people so much to the point of your own misery and unhappiness. A lot of people are suffering right now because they're still feeling they're not good enough. They still think that as they are, it's just not quite enough. They got to be a character. They got to be a caricature. And you're absolutely enough. Hit that like button, deep divers. Share the video. Hit that like button, deep divers. Share the video. And let people know we're live. Ketsia L, you are appreciated. Ralph, how do I take life and spirituality seriously without taking myself seriously? That's a great question. Great question. You see, you got to remind yourself that every single day you only get one chance in this incarnation. Life's no Nintendo game. You only get one chance. Life's no Nintendo game. And this is how you take life and spirituality seriously. Some people get away with it. Some people don't. Some people can act a fool and get away with it. They can do some dumb stuff. Other people don't make it out alive. So to take life and spirituality seriously without taking yourself seriously is that realize it's just a ride. At the same time, realize everything you do has a consequence, for good or bad. And this is the reason why you can't rest on your laurels. You can't say, hey, I'm just gonna F it and do whatever I want, because you can do that, but it can have big consequences for you. Some people say, you know what, I don't want to listen to anything. I just want to go to the club every single night. But then they feel terrible. So you have to know that it's all a ride. Enjoy yourself, but also realize that there are universal laws that govern everything. You want to have the balance. 50% namaste, 50% fuck out of my face. You want to have the balance. 50% Tupac, 50% Deepak. You want to have the balance, right? Because you see, one of the things is that when we talk of diving deep, a lot of people think that, see, everyone is spiritual, whether they want to be or not. You know, you being alive is a spiritual act because you're a spiritual being. So spirituality is what everyone is anyway. And you got to remind yourself that a lot of people don't want to wake up to who they really are. They still want to play around, beat around the bush, but it's going to come back to them. Because if you don't take your spiritual life seriously, you'll only feel empty inside, because it doesn't matter how many material possessions you get, you still feel empty. So you got to remind yourself that spirituality is health and wealth, and wisdom can save you a lot of heartache and trouble. At the same time, enjoy yourself. That's a great question. Shout out to you. So many wonderful deep dives is happening right now. And we got to remind ourselves, you know, one of the things I've realized, deep dives, is that everything happening now has been happening. Everything happening now has been happening. You've heard the expression, there's nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new under the sun. In ancient Rome, they had gladiators. In ancient Rome, they had gladiators. Are you not entertained? The same thing is happening right now with sporting events. That's the gladiator arena. And, you know, the masses watch it. It's entertaining. Right? Same thing as it's already been happening for thousands of years. History repeats itself. So you've got to remind yourself that there are people who are architects of society. There are people who make the councils. There are people who design society, who give you the bread and circuses. And this is the reason why you want to make sure you're an architect and not a pawn. And this is the thing, that you don't want to get caught up in the smoke and mirrors. You don't want to get caught up in the flashing lights. You want to stay grounded because it's all happening. You don't want to let it get to your head, because a lot of people do. A lot of people get a little bit of TikTok fame. It goes to their head. You know, I already been viral millions of times, deep divers. I'm an OG in the game. So when you're an OG in the game, you're like Mr. Miyagi. You're like Master Splinter. You already been there, done that. Now you focus on elevation. But some people, they're just getting it for the first time. Oh my gosh, it goes to their head. And that's the reason why you need guidance. You need mentors. You need people who've already been there, done that. And you want to remind yourself that the most important thing is to know who you are. With so much happening right now, you're seeing a massive split. And I speak of this split between 3D and 5D. And this split is happening, is huge. You know, this massive split is happening where you have people you know, friends and family, who are already on one side and you're on the other side. This is what we're dealing with. The split is happening between this and this. This and this. And it's only going to grow larger. On people's bios, they've created separation. What do people now put in their bios? What do people now put in their bios? Because now you're seeing the split even in people's bios. Shout out to everybody who's here. It's happening. Terrestria, Laura, you are appreciated. Where censorship is sold, the masses' consciousness is trolled. Shout out to you. We can never be censored because the awakening is too strong. It's too strong. Way too strong. So it's happening. This massive split is happening. And like I said, what thing can you say is happening in people's bios, which is a split? Shout out to Jack Quinn. You are appreciated. Thank you. Pair character dancing under a rain of confetti and taking his hat off to say you are amazing. Hey, you are amazing. You're most appreciated. Thank you. So the split happening even in people's bios. Thank you. Vaccines, right? If you've had the shot, if you haven't had the shot, and do you know that it affects dating? Because some people will say, okay, I'm only going to date someone who has had not one shot, not two, but three, and a booster. Some people say, okay, I will not date someone who has had a booster. So that's already a split right there. This is all the sign of the times of the shift of the ages. But you see, a lot of people don't realize that that was only level 1, because the next level is going to be your digital ID. And this is where the split is going to happen even more. And that's why I say it's happening. There are people who are already aware of this. And this is the reason why they're already off grid. They're making plans to go off grid, homeschool their children, because they already can see what's coming. In China, they have a social credit score. If you misbehave in China, they can deduct points from you and say, okay, you're not going to travel. Right? So the social credit score is coming to the West within the next 24 months. A digital ID where, if you've noticed, you don't have to use cash anymore. It's happening that you're not using cash. It's becoming a cashless society. It's becoming a cashless society. Meaning, that sounds great, right? Because you don't have to carry cash. But what happens if you don't have cash? That means someone can control if you buy that or not based on your behavior. This is why you have to be aware of what's happening. And a lot of people do. That's the reason why they've left for the 5th dimension. Thank goodness. But it's turning into a cashless society. Have you ever gone to the supermarket or ever gone to a shop and bought something with your card and it's not going through? You got to call the bank. Has that ever happened to you? Sometimes you make an expensive purchase and it gets denied. Has that ever happened to you, deep divers? You got to phone the bank and it takes half an hour to get through. And you got to go to the fraud department because they think someone is trying to use your card. So they've locked you out of your own account. It's your money, but they won't give it to you. Has that ever happened to you? You want to buy something, they're saying, hey, been denied, you got to call us. And it takes like 30 minutes to get through. By the time you get through, you've wasted the whole day. That's exactly what's going to happen. And it happens to a lot of people. Because even the bank doesn't trust it's you. They say, hey, you got to verify yourself. It could be fraud. And this is why I say, when you don't have a cash society, and when you have a cashless society, you now have a digital ID where you can be locked out of your own identity. You can be locked out of what's yours, and someone else can control you based on how they want to control you. And the only way out is going within and detaching from the system at large. It's happening. Like I said, this split is happening. There are many people who are so plugged up and so plugged in that it's too late. And these people are not willing to listen to anything. These people are going to protect and defend the system till the very end. And then you have these people who are living in a whole nother dimension. And this is the big split that's happening as I'm speaking. It's only going to grow larger. And the reason why is because these people know too much. These people know too little. And you see, you've got to remind yourself that an ideal world would be everyone is on the same page, right? Oneness, everyone come together. but you can't come together with everyone if they don't want to come together. There's levels to this shit. You know, the science of the pyramid, the higher you go, the smaller the ratio, is showing you at the base of the pyramid, you have the masses. The masses are always at the base. At the top of the pyramid, it's less people. The higher you go, meaning the higher you go through the levels, you meet less and less people. On the bottom, you have millions of people, billions of people. But as you go up the pyramid, it becomes narrower. Because you got to ascend to those higher realms. Not everyone can go. So you got to remind yourself, if you're someone on your journey right now who you're like, gosh, well, all my friends going. It's because you're going to the next level. You can't take everyone with you. I know you want to take your best friend with you. You want to take that person with you. But they can't go because they're not ready to go to the next level yet. It's not their time. There's nothing you can do, nothing you can say, because it's not their time. And that's the reason why in the world, a great awakening is happening for people who are ready. And shout out to everyone who's on that journey, because it's happening right now. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. It is happening. And like I say, Joaquin Pineda is saying exactly what I was talking about. Today at Home Depot, they denied my VA discount because I didn't have their app downloaded. They're turning us into cashless track drones. Not today, not today. One of the things you got to remind yourself of is, like I say, it's a great time to be alive, because you see, what you have is a collapse of a cycle. And this is why I always say, know about the cycles. And in the end, I made a video with After School called Tipping Point. Already got over 1 million views. And humanity has reached the tipping point where it's only going to get worse before it gets better. And that's okay. Because you see, sometimes that's how people learn. It has to get very bad before it can get better. And humanity is not all the same, because there's levels. There are people who are no longer a part of society. They have left. They're in the mountains. They're in the hills where the air is pure. But many people who have not learned the lessons are going to be causing their own self-destruction. It's happening. We're in a world right now where people... I saw a girl taking a selfie, and unfortunately she didn't make it out. Because this is the age where a lot of people are in. They want to take selfies and show people while risking their life at the same time. Do you know how many people have been in cars while they're on social media, FaceTiming or trying to take a perfect selfie, and they have an accident? Do you know how many people have accidents just because they're not paying attention to what's going on? Pay attention. It's happening. Right? Happened to me once, and I had to learn, hey, put the phone away. Put the phone away. Matthew Tamplin, you're so appreciated. Shout out to you. One love to you. You're most appreciated. Hello, Ralph. MSNJKK. Shout out to you. Hello, Ralph. You're right. I have had my card not working. Payment declined. 19 branches of my bank are closing now. Yeah, absolutely. It happens. You know, I would sometimes buy things and they would say, okay, you got to call up. And it can be exhausting. But this is what happens when you realize right now we have to take back the power. Joe Quinn, Pineda, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. Ralph, there will be a split and a war. They are going to hunt us down and shoot us like dogs because our ideas of freedom are dangerous. Let them. Well, like I say, that's a victim mindset. You got to take that fear. You got to take the fear elsewhere, because we don't go for fear here. And this is why I always tell you that words have power. See, I'm a master wizard. I was so careful about what I was speaking when I first started YouTube. I never said they don't want to see me win. I said everybody wants to see me win. Everybody's going to love Infinite Waters. They're going to love when I breathe in that good ass prana, baby. Everybody's going to love it. And everybody did love it. Words have power. Andrew Tate said, first they put you in jail. First they silence you, then they put you in jail. Then they kill you. He spoke that into existence. You don't want to say that. I told Andrew, don't say that. Words have power. Because everything you spoke became a reality. Tupac Shakur, as great as he was, he spoke a lot of things into existence. Jay-Z knows about the power of words. And you got to learn about the power of words. You got to learn that words are bond. Don't say they're going to hunt us down, because if you do, that's what's going to happen for you. You want to write yourself in as the victor, as the hero, as the one that's untouchable and immortal, and then it will become a reality. So you got to remind yourself your tongue has power. Ever wondered why Ralph Smart never says they're coming to get me? It's over. I'm so scared. They're out to attack me. I say the whole universe is working in my favor. I'm not worried about nothing, because it's only going to get better for me. I'm living my best life. So it's happening because, you see, what you said is fear. And that's why I told you there's levels to this. There's levels to this shit. There's levels. You have people who think they're awake, but they're not awake because they're still in a state of fear. If you think that someone is coming to get you, you're living in a state of fear. Nobody is out to get you. Nobody has power to get you unless you are in a state of fear. Fear. Sharks sense fear. When you're in the water and you're afraid, sharks can smell the fear. Snakes can smell the fear. In India, when they have the flute playing next to the cobra, they once asked the man, how come you're playing this flute to this venomous cobra? He said, because I have no fear. It's my friend. In Cambodia, in Thailand, you have masters. They can put their head inside of a crocodile and bring it back out like nothing happened. Have you ever seen those videos, deep divers? They put their head inside the alligator. The alligator's like this. The ones who get bitten are the ones who they get nervous. Like, ow! Right? But when you see those videos, it's that you got to remind yourself, even the alligators, the crocodiles are responding to your fear. If you're not afraid, if you go in there with power, that, hey, you ain't going to bite my head off. They just do this. You can pull your head out safely. But if you go in there kind of scared, they go, oh, ah! Right? Those videos are always crazy. But this is what I'm trying to say. You don't want to be in a state of fear. No one's coming to get you. You are out to get yourself. And this is the reason why in this whole new world, you have to be very careful about the narrative you paint for yourself. I know that nobody's out to get me because I'm not out to get myself. And today you want to remind yourself that it's only getting better for you. You want to walk around knowing that it's only going to get better for you and your family. This is the mindset you want to carry with you everywhere you go. Shout out to everyone who's here. Joaquin. Okay, that's the way to pronounce it. Okay. Joaquin. Pineda, shout out to you. Oh, I'm not afraid, brother. We are already free, brother. Yeah, Andrew Tate spoke too much and they found him. You got to be careful about words. You got to be careful about words. There's a saying that a wise man once said nothing. A wise man once said nothing. I didn't see anything. I didn't hear anything. I don't want no trouble, right? A wise man once said nothing. Because sometimes you got to remind yourself, if you talk too much, in the Matrix, they can use it against you. Anything you say can be used as a form of evidence. Anything you say can be used in the court of law. You got people snitching on themselves on the internet. Because once again, I told you, a lot of people are living for clout. Little do they know that they're snitching on themselves. A wise man once said nothing. You know, some of the people who do the most horrendous things, they just keep their mouth shut. They don't brag about it. But we're living in a world where people want to story tell, not realizing that same thing you're saying can be used against you. And that's what's happening in the Matrix. That's what's happening in the world. People don't realize they can pull a tweet you did. What happened to Kevin? He was supposed to host the Oscars, but they found a tweet he did and they said, you can't host the Oscars. They can pull up an old tweet. They can pull up something you said and they can use it against you. And that's the reason why we're in a time right now where you really want to stand on your truth. You see, I told you right now, you can't play both sides because it's happening. You can't serve two masters. See, there are people who can say whatever they want and are exempt from any jurisdiction because they're aware of the straw man. They're sovereign beings. But these people don't play around. They don't dance with the devil. That's the metaphor. You can't serve two masters. And this is what's happening right now. A lot of people, you got to choose a side. You got to be on the side of truth or the side of deception. You got to be on the side of truth or on the side of deception. You got to be awake or fast asleep. You can't be in the middle. You either know who you are or you don't. Come on now. Barbara, you are appreciated. Sheba dog wearing samurai armor writing, "You're amazing," in the air with sparklers. Hey, you are amazing. Shout out to you. You are appreciated. You are most definitely appreciated. Studio H, shout out to you. Thank you very much. Ralph, I'm seeing so many autistic babies born these days. What are your thoughts on those special people? I appreciate your powerful wisdom. One love. Great question. Great question. Great question. We're going to dive into that. Deep divers, make sure that you hit that like button right now. Hit that like button and share this video. Hit that like button, deep divers, and share this video. So that's a great question. That's a great question. I actually used to work with autistic children for many years and children with ADHD, so I know what I'm talking about. And they are special children. You see, my experience working with autistic children and for many years is they are the indigos. They are the indigos. They're already aware that this is a fake ass matrix. That's the reason why they don't want to fit in. When I was in school working with autistic children, we would take them to the classroom and they were doing whatever they wanted to do. They didn't want to do what everyone else was doing. They lived in their own world, their own universe. They were co-creators of their own reality. That's powerful. And there was a girl who was so intelligent. She was more intelligent than all of the other children in the other classroom. She had a special gift they didn't have. So I always say, we label in society. We say, okay, you have ADHD. I worked with a boy who had ADHD. They said he's too hyper in class. And you've got to remind yourself, a lot of these children are awake and aware. They don't want to be controlled. They don't want to be programmed by the matrix. And they're trying to do whatever they can to make you like someone else. And what you're seeing with these children is that they are the indigos, they're the crystals. They are on the next level of awareness, ahead of their time, that the only way the school can deal with them is to say, hey, you've got this, you've got that. But in essence, they're actually teaching the rest of the class. They're teaching all of us. You know, this is from firsthand experience. For many, many years, I learned so much. Because me working in a school, I was able to see the big mind control program happening. Big mind control program happening. And the autistic children, they didn't want to have anything to do with it. They were cool living in their own reality. Right? We say ADHD is attention dialed into higher dimensions. Studio H, shout out to you. I appreciate you. Quantum Dynamic, thank you. Shout out to you. I have a question. Does a twin flame have a similar profession and both are in ascension path, or one might be into something else altogether and still deep down might be awake, and that way they connect? Can an ex be a twin flame? Great question. Did you see my video Quantum Dynamic 8 on the 10 major signs to recognize you've met your twin flame. Twin flames don't have to have the same profession at all, but they have the same awareness on a deeper level. They don't have to be on the same path to ascension either. Your twin flame is your perfect mirror. And the reason why they say one is the chaser, one is the runner, is because each twin flame has different experiences based on where they were born. This is the reason why when you are with your twin flame, you got to take a trip down memory lane. Ever been with someone you're like, I know this person from a past life, we've been together. But they're like, I'm not so sure about that. It takes them some time to remember. Do you remember the time? It takes them some time to remember. But one day they're going to wake up and there's going to be a synchronicity. There's going to be a coming together. And this is how the twin flame relationship flourishes. But it doesn't come before one of you is running, one of you is chasing the other one. You know, a lot of people think the twin flame relationship is all peaches and cream. In fact, it is very intense because you're both feeling things on such a deep level. Also, in a world right now we're in, a lot of people are dealing with so much that love has not been put at the forefront it once was. So people are more interested in career and building a brand, all of these things. And this is the reason why you have to slow down to prioritize love for the twin flame relationship to really take off. Like this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're blasting off right now. Right? An ex can be a twin flame, but you got to remind yourself that remembrance is needed. We're living in a world right now where it's musical chairs. People are getting up, sitting down with someone else, next to someone else, dating someone else, but it's not the one. But they're going to have to go through many different people before they realize, you know what? I was with my twin flame all along, but I didn't even realize it. But that's why they say one is the chaser, one is the runner, because you need to be separated throughout the years to really wake up to say, okay, yes, they were my twin flame. I was young. I was confused. I had to go through all of these other people, which definitely aren't the one, but I had to go through that to really realize that. And that's what's happening right now on the planet. A lot of people are with someone they're not supposed to be with. They got to learn lessons. They got to find out to say, okay, actually, the shoe doesn't fit. The twin flame shoe fits. Great question. Shout out to you. Once again, deep divers, make sure you hit that like button, share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. And reading every single super chat. Joaquim, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. Joaquim Pineda, Hermetic, Kabbalion, Emerald Tablets, Tao, and Confucius. You taught us well, brother. You're definitely like Hermes Trismegistus taught us love. You are appreciated, brother. You are appreciated. It's happening. I did the whole video on the Kabbalion deep divers. Go and check that out, right? And in ancient Greece, you had the god Hermes, which is also the Egyptian goddess Tahuti, right? The messenger god of gods. And this is where you have the emerald tablets. This is where you have the Kabbalion, which really holds so much wisdom and knowledge. And it's happening because a lot of people are waking up to those 7 Hermetic principles: correspondence, vibration, mentalism, rhythm, vibration, gender, and polarity. We're going in, deep divers, right? So many people are awakening to these facts. You know, all of those books, The Secret, they were based on the Kabbalion. Law of attraction was based on law of correspondence. And this is what's happening. So many people are realizing it's happening. This science is in action every single day. You've heard the expression, everything happens for a reason. And that's because it does. Ketsia, shout out to you. You are appreciated. Ralph, I am also autistic. And INFJ, how do I see my humanity in others when I feel so alien to begin with and develop my full humanity? That's a great question. We've got to remind ourselves that you're more than just a word. And I always say you don't want to label yourself. You know, we label someone as this, someone as that. You are a unique being. You are a unique being. You want to always see yourself as someone who is unique. Don't take on the labels they've given you. And how do I see my humanity in others when I feel so alien to begin with and develop my full humanity? We've got to remind ourselves, and Ketsia, remind yourself that to see your humanity in other people, make sure you're around the right energy. You're not the only one who feels alien. A lot of people don't talk to their neighbors. They don't even know who lives next door, who lives opposite them. Many people are walking around like aliens amongst each other. Many people don't even say hello. They don't even look at people in the street. So you're not the only one who feels like an alien. This is the reason why you have to find your tribe. This is the reason why so many people are going off grid and reconnecting back to one humanity where they have a place of belonging. Great question. Sun and Dagger, shout out to you. So it's happening. It is happening. You know, you are not alone in this. You are not alone in this. Many people are going through a big change right now because they're stuck in between two worlds. And there are a lot of so-called celebrities, and by the way, we are the real celebrities, who are having a big problem right now because they're having a split mind. You see, when you have certain information, your message is going to change because you got more responsibility. A lot of people, a lot of artists got to drink to give that message. They got to drink every single day because they know they're poisoning the youth. They got to take pills, do this, do that, because they can't face themselves to know that they know better, but they're not doing better. So they're at war with themselves. Because once you know, you can no longer poison the youth. Once you know, you can no longer dumb down the youth. You can only do that if you deny yourself your true purpose, drink yourself away, and become a great pretender. But it's going to catch up with you. And that's the great time that's happening. You know, once upon a time, you could say that in your own life. You could do that. But once you now know better, you got to do better because you're responsible. You got to take accountability. And this is what's happening right now. There's too much information on the planet for people to play dumb. There's too much information on the planet for people to not speak truth to power. Once upon a time, it was cool to be dumbed down and dumb other people down. But now people don't want to hear that stuff. They want enlightenment. They want empowerment. They want to go to the next level. So people can even see through the BS and the illusions that these artists are perpetuating. We don't believe you. You need more people. Because once upon a time, MTV had everyone hypnotized. But now people see through the fake videos. You're renting the car. They can see through it all, that now even artists are in a dilemma. Because artists can no longer give out messages that poison the youth. They got to raise up their game because they're going to be held accountable. Oh, deep divers. It's happening. It's happening. And I spoke of relationships. You know, one of the big things that's happening right now is men and women are going through a big change. Because, you see, men and women have been divided by design. Because when men and women come together as complements, it's over. And this is what's happening. Many women are now healing themselves. Many men are now healing themselves. Men and women have been victims of trauma. And men have to heal. Women have to heal. Before any relationship can take place, you must heal yourself. And that's what's happening. Men have to respect women. Women have to respect men. We've got to remind ourselves it's way bigger than men and women. That's what people don't realize. It's way bigger than men and women. We are all we have. If we don't get along, who else have we got? Right? And this is the reason why you want to praise the Divine Mother. You want to honor the one who gives birth, and you want to honor the divine masculine. You don't want to be at war with each other. And this is the new consciousness that's coming onto the planet. This is the new awareness that's coming onto the planet, that so many people are realizing we got to be in harmony together. Thank goodness. Shout out to everyone who's here. QP Asar, shout out to you. Thank you, Ralph. We are the champions and some of the bravest souls to embrace the universe. Woo!
Perfect.
Thank you, Ralph. We are champions. Let's get a round of applause for that. Let's get a round of applause for that. We are the champions, absolutely. I got that Queen song in my head right now, Deep Divers. We are the champions and some of the bravest souls to embrace the universe. Feel alive. Yes, I got the book Wholeness. Deep Divers, go and get the book Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook. That was powerful. Absolutely. And that's why I say, you know, it's happening where we have to remind ourselves. Let me screenshot that because we've got to remind ourselves of this. We are the champions and some of the bravest souls to embrace the universe. Feel alive. Yes. You know, people who are standing in their truth right now, standing up for what they believe in, refusing to be a sheep, are some of the bravest souls right now. I said that you are the real celebrities. I was in Santa Monica Beach, right? I was filming one day. A woman came up to me. She said, "Oh my gosh, Ralph, is that you?" I said, "No, it's not." She said, "Is that you, Ralph?" I said, "Yes." She said, "You know what? I meet celebrities all the time. A-listers. But to me, you are the biggest celebrity." I got goosebumps right now, Ralph. And that was humbling for me because I'm like, okay, it's really showing me that what I'm doing has impact. But it's also showing me that there are a lot of celebrities who are light workers in disguise. Those are the real celebrities. The people who are helping humanity day in, day out, who are standing up for the injustices. Those are the real celebrities. Those are the people who deserve to be on the red carpet. And therefore, you got to put yourself on the red carpet. The people who are speaking truth to power are the real celebrities. Because like I say, celebrities in the Matrix, celebrities in the programmed reality are as quiet as a church mouse. You ask a celebrity, what's your opinion on You ask a celebrity, what do you think about they haven't got any opinions of their own because they can't speak. You ask them, what do you think? Crickets. As quiet as a church mouse. So they aren't the real stars. The real stars are the ones who speak without fear. Those are the real celebrities. So it's happening. A lot of people are starting to realize this. There are great souls out there who are doing phenomenal work. You probably know a few. And they're helping humanity. Those are the people who, in my mind, deserve celebrity status. Right? Because those are the people who are bringing hidden knowledge to the public domain. That's commendable. Right? It's happening. I'm not grinding. I'm thriving. It's happening. I'm not grinding. I'm thriving. It's happening. You didn't come here to grind. You came here to thrive. Right? This is a victory lap. You want to thrive in life. You don't want to grind in life. You want to thrive. I'm thriving. I'm not grinding. This ain't the clips. I'm thriving, baby. We're letting go of censorship. We're letting that go. We're letting the censorship go. Hit that like button, deep divers, share the video. Hit that like button, deep divers, share the video. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. It's happening. So many things right now are happening. You know, like I said, a great split is happening between 3D and 5D. People you know, people you were once cool with, are going to seem like distant strangers. And right now on this journey of awakening, and it's happening in every single country all around the world, a new tribe is being formed. A new tribe. We call them the Rainbow Warriors. And more people than ever are choosing sensitivity. They're choosing authenticity. They're choosing being themselves because they are enough. They're choosing not to be a sheep. And this is what's happening. It's a choice right now you have, deep divers. Like I say, be careful of the words that you use. Nobody's out to get you. You're out to get yourself. Wake up every single day not feeling like a victim. Wake up every single day feeling like a co-creator. You have power. You can do a whole lot. You have a whole lot of power, deep divers. Whole lot of power. I love everybody. Everybody who's here. Everybody who's here. Deep divers. Let's go 80s. Let me get some water. I'm so happy. The whole world is just beginning. We already won. We already won, deep divers. So many beautiful deep divers here. Anna Simpson, thank you so much. Raising the frequency. It's a choice. It's always a choice, deep divers. So happy to manifest whatever you want, to be whatever you want. It's a choice. Freedom is a must. We have to become the spoon. We had to raise the frequency. We had to raise the vibration. What you won't do for love, thank you, shout out to you. What do you do when you're trying your best to get somewhere, but it seems that your best is still not enough and nothing like that? And nothing works like you want? That's a great question. Great question. Let's dive into it. You know, sometimes your best is not good enough. Sometimes, no matter how hard you work, you're not getting to where you want to be. This has happened to all of us. And what we often find is that you have to be patient. You see, Rome wasn't built in a day. Kemet wasn't built in a day. Everything takes time. And you have to remind yourself that everything will come to you at the right time. Patience. Do you know? This is a true story. For the first few years of YouTube, I only had a few subscribers. But I didn't even worry my mind too much because I realize it will come when it's the right time. And if it doesn't come, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. And this is the mindset you want to remind yourself of. Instead of trying to get somewhere, think about how you feel. How do I feel? You see, we're in a world right now where a lot of people want to get somewhere. A lot of people, and the reason why is because you're comparing yourself to other people. Comparison steals your joy time and time again. You see, the person with $1 million thinks they're poor because they've been hanging around the billionaire. Now they compare their journey with theirs. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You got to remind yourself your journey is unique. And the best that you do is enough. But don't compare it to someone else's, because they're on a whole different journey than you. The reason why you're having issues is because you compare your life to someone else's. It's a very competitive world. I get it. And competition is everywhere. And that's the reason why you have to create your own lane. Infinite Waters created its own lane. I created my own lane, deep divers. I got no competitors. The only one I'm in competition with is who I was yesterday. Right? But I don't have to compete. I'm elite in my own universe. So remind yourself, when you're trying your best to get somewhere, but your best is still not good enough, realize it's good enough for you, and realize that every day you're making progress. You got to be patient. You see, people right now want it right now. And it takes time. It takes years. And you got to be very careful of having this instant gratification mindset. Everything takes time. But the moment you want to quit is the moment what happens, deep divers. What happens? That moment you want to quit, what happens? What happens that moment you want to quit? That moment you want to give up, what happens? What happens? Hit that like button, deep divers, share the video. Hit that like button, deep divers, share the video. Thank you. Thank you, Boris. Thank you, Sakamoto, the miracle, Boris, the beast, breakthrough. Absolutely. The moment you want to quit is the exact moment the breakthrough happens. Isn't that a great paradox? The moment you want to give up, that's the exact moment the miracle happens. And that's why you got to hold on that little bit longer, and you're going to see great things happen. You don't want to bail out right now, because tomorrow is going to be amazing. So you got to remind yourself, so many people quit just before the great stuff is about to happen. If you had held on that little bit longer, you could have been dancing to the moon. So you got to remind yourself, everything is about being patient. One day, your time is going to come for you to shine. And that's why you got to be very patient. One day it's going to happen. Great question. Let me screenshot that. Great question. Shout out to you. So many wonderful messages. So many wonderful people in the house. Shout out to everyone who's here. Blueless. Blues, shout out to you. We are becoming obligatory symbiotes with our technologies, trapped in their web of dependencies. I'm ready to disconnect, but when will it be too late? Ooh, that's a great question. That's a great question. We got to remind ourselves that it's about how you use it. You know, technology is a great tool. I use it, but I'm not used by it. And it's about you being smart to realize that technology is a great asset when you can use it to awaken people, inspire people, impact people, influence people. But it's a dangerous master. If you allow technology to give you your self-worth, like a lot of people do, a lot of people don't think they're anything because They say, I've got no TikTok followers. I got no Instagram followers. I got no YouTube subscribers. I got no Facebook followers. You feel like a bum. Because in today's world, this is how people rate themselves based on how much impact they've made to other people or how much influence they have. And this is the reason why people are clout chasing. Because they want to seem like they're someone, but you have to realize you're already someone. So I always say use technology as a tool. Technology is a great tool, very dangerous master. Great tool, dangerous master. Great tool, dangerous master. Learn how to use the tool and it can serve you without you bowing down to it. That's a slow motion. That's a slow motion. But like I say, a lot of people are being trapped in the metaverse. And that's okay. If that's what you choose, you will have to bear the consequences. But a lot of people are now going into the real world, connecting with who they truly are. And that's what it's always about. Shout out to everybody who's here. Anna Simpson, your message got caught up in the feed. Shout out to you, Anna. My question got caught up in the feed, but blessings, my brother, for more than an inspiration. Hey, you are appreciated. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So, like I say, Deep Divers is happening. So much is happening. And this is a time right now on the planet. You want to really be connected with who you truly are. Authenticity right now is the central theme of millions of people's lives is happening. So many people now want to go back to being who they truly are unapologetically. They're refusing to be the sheep and they're choosing to be this multi-dimensional being having a human experience. Deep Divers of Planet Earth, I love all of you. You know, I just came here to give you good energy. Take that, take that, take that. Good energy I'm sending you. Once again, Deep Divers, thank you for joining Infinite Waters. Diving deep once again. Hit that like button, share the video. And like I say, this was a powerful show. Powerful. One love to all of you deep divers. Raising the frequency.
You are now in the mix.
Thank you very much.
Corey record, you are appreciated. Everyone who's been on this powerful show, you are appreciated. Don't you just want to go back to the 80s Deep Divers? The music was so much better then. Studio H, you are appreciated. Creative Thought, shout out to you. '90s was good. '90s music is good as well. Times are changing, Deep Dive. This is all about elevation right now. Higher frequencies. Raising the frequency. And the vibration. Remember, the future is what you want to make it right now. Focus on what you want. Speak life. Words have power. Life is good. Oh yeah, Deep Divers. I love everyone here. Much love to everybody. Once again, I'll be back again tomorrow. Much love. Thank you to everyone who's been on this powerful show. Once again, Deep Divers, hit that like button. Share the video. And one love. We had so much to talk about today. So much, Deep Divers. You are all amazing. One love. Peace.